Hello and welcome. Today's project is all about the beginning steps of this anxiety recovery journey. Now, I'm someone who suffered from health anxiety, agoraphobia, and it started when I was 10 years old. And it was on and off since I was 10, but in my mid 20s, in my later 20s, it blew into a anxiety disorder. And the first thing I did was to admit to myself, there's a problem. All of the strategies that I'm doing around me, they're not working. They're not solving this underlying problem. I thought I had serious diseases. I thought I was never going to get better. I thought clinging on to my family, drugs, alcohol, TV was helping, but my anxiety still and continued to spiral. And then I realized, okay, nothing is working. What do I do now? Where do I go? And so I admitted to myself, there's a problem and I need help. And then I went online and I found a mentor. Now, I am a certified CBT, cognitive behavioralist, and NLP master practitioner who specializes in anxiety. I coach people who are currently suffering and in that chaos. And I notice that they always come to me, they sign up for coaching because they first admit to themselves, yes, I need help. And also because they resonate with my story, they believe that there is hope. They see someone who speaks their language and got out of the hole that they're in. I solved the problem of anxiety. I improved many areas of my life and improved my panic, improved just my mindfulness and my health, overall health. People see that. And then now they think, wow, if he can do it, maybe I can. And so the first step in this journey is to admit to yourself that there's a problem and that you want to get better. Right? You can't, I can't force you to get better. I can't do that. You have to want it, right? Because if I try and force somebody to get better, they're going to pull me into their chaos. They have to come to me and say, Brad, I want to improve on this. And then when I start to see them asking questions, I say, this person is really interested. They're shifting their perspective a little bit. But when someone is set in their ways, they're going to deny everything that you tell them. They're going to deny, they're not even going to acknowledge your actions, right? What you're doing. But really, lead by example. If you know someone who is suffering from anxiety and you're currently out of the pit you used to be in, you can't force them to recover. But what you can do is lead by example. Suggest one of my videos to them. If something resonates with them, sure. Maybe they'll start to shift and break their perspective a little bit. But you can't really nag at them and convince them, continuously convince them to get better, right? So you have to want it. And I didn't ask or I didn't choose to go on this adventure of anxiety recovery. What happened was I fell into chaos and that it was necessary for me to burn off all the parts of me that weren't working and to adopt new healthy routines and habits, because really my body was telling me that things are unresolved unconsciously. There is unrealized baggage lurking underneath the surface. I am engaging in patterns that aren't working for me. And so my body was saying through this anxiety, hey, you have to do something about this or you're going to die. You're going to run yourself into the ground. And I was tired emotionally all the time, exhausted, anxious, panicky, all these things. So it was necessary for me to adopt the responsibility of getting better and going on this journey. It's like the hero's journey in The Hobbit, right? Bilbo is this Shire dweller, shy guy who wants to be left alone in his comfort, right? But he gets thrown into this chaos of adventure, and it tests him in every single way. It's There's a lot of resistance. It's new. Everything's novel. He has to build up certain aspects of his character to adopt to this adventure. But when he comes back from the adventure, he goes and gets the gold beneath the dragon. He confronts the ultimate threat, and he overcomes it. He returns to the Shire a different person altogether. Everything is incorporated. New parts of him are incorporated. He's braver, he's more wise, and he understands that life is about constant growth and improvement. But he didn't ask that at first. He didn't want it at first. He was so, I don't want to go on this adventure. This is too much. I'm just a guy who smokes a pipe and eats bread all day. It's yeah, but once you throw yourself into that and take on the responsibility of that adventure, you start to form new parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. And that's what happens when people overcome panic. They realize that they're braver than they thought they were. And how do they realize that? They're confronting what they fear the most. They're confronting the elevator. They're confronting the concert. They're confronting the shopping mall. And then they realize, wow, if I can handle that aspect, I can handle all other aspects. And they start to reach outside into the unknown more and more, because that's where you find the answers, in the territory outside of the one you're currently in. Right? And so people who are suffering from chaos, anxiety, they lose touch of themselves, or they may not have any touch of themselves in the first place, right? They're so disconnected from who they are. And so writing is a great way to get back in touch with who you are, because writing is no different than thinking. So this is the exercise I want you to do. Ask yourself, and I want you to write this down, what would my life be like a year from now if I overcome anxiety? What would that me look like? How would that me feel? What would my relationships be like? Now, I don't want you to think about grammar, punctuation, or proper sentence structure. I just want you to write whatever comes to your mind. Just answer these. Do it badly. Because people, when it comes to writing, people like myself, I tend to, I veer towards being a perfectionist. But do it badly so that you do it, because it's really important that you do this exercise. So what would your life be like a year from now if you overcame anxiety? How would you feel? What would your relationships look like? And then what would my life be like if I continued the same patterns, if I stayed the same? Because you want pain attached to not changing. And you want pleasure to change. You want your anxiety pushing you forward towards change, because change is what's necessary. If your current strategies are not producing the results you want, you have to reach outside of what you currently know and incorporate new strategies. And that's my aim with my YouTube channel, is to give you the strategies, the structure, the tools necessary to live a more meaningful and healthy life. And when you begin this anxiety recovery journey, continue to learn from your mentors. Your mentors are people who overcame the same problem you're currently going through. Use them as a reflection of who you could be. This is what your life could be like. Learn from them. Write down what they have to offer and act as if you're that person. Do what they suggest. Meditate, exercise, adopt their routine. Trust in them, right? Because everything else wasn't working for you. Trust in what they have to say and take that leap of faith into that adventure. And expect cognitive dissonance when you do all this. Because cognitive dissonance is feeling, thinking, and behaving in a manner you're not accustomed to, right? This is all new to you, but you have to do these routines consistently in order to see results. You can't just go to the gym for 1 week and then say, well, I'm not getting the results I want. I'm not going back there. You need to go for a month. And what happens after a month? It's more routine. You've been going week after week. It's becoming habitual. It takes 21 to 30 days for a habit to become ingrained. So you have to meditate for more than a week. You have to exercise for more than a week. You have to go on a diet for more than a week, right, to see the results. You have to continue to do these habits and act as if over a period of time, a long period of time, to see the benefits. And to get in touch with yourself is to challenge your current beliefs. And to challenge your beliefs, all you have to do is act differently than how you're acting now. Look towards your mentors and do all of the strategies I said earlier. Adopt all these new routines. Start challenging your negative thinking. What if this isn't cancer and it's anxiety producing these sensations? So what if I die? So what if I throw up here at the shopping mall? So what if I faint? Challenge these thoughts. Challenge them. And that's where I'm going to leave you on today's video. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this video has helped you. Leave your comments below if it has. And lastly, do not let anxiety define who you are. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell so that whenever a new video of mine appears, you will be one of the first to know. Namaste.